Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Jay from Keeping It Real, your arbiter of gaming news and commentary, hitting you off with a studio production video where you know this is your channel, where all gamers' voices are heard. With your boy Jay, always dropping the word. Keeping them other gaming YouTubers like, what you heard? And where you always know, we always keep it all the way real. What's up, YouTube? You know what time it is. The places where your gamers' voices are heard, and your boy Jay is dropping that word. So what's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's having a good weekend, man, and you're enjoying it. Yeah, man, you knew what time it was. It's time for me to jump back in here again. I just wanted to thank everybody who's checking out my video, man, and you know, trying to watch something that's from somebody who's keeping it real and telling it like it is, leaving out all that industry YouTuber BS. So yeah, man, welcome back, everybody. I thought it was time for me to go ahead and throw my 2 cents in, and man, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. You guys know how I do, man. So man, I wanted to you know, break down a couple of things, man. Get into, you know, the question, man. I think that is a very important one, man. I'm not seeing this with the industry YouTubers. I'm not seeing this being really, you know, of course, with the mainstream BS gaming media. But I think the question needs to be asked, man. And that is, hey, is it okay that all Sony is doing is single player action adventure games, man? Is that okay? Should pretty much zero diversity in their game lineup be totally fine? Would it be totally fine for Xbox if that's what they were doing? If, let's just say, they were just doing nothing but multiplayer shooters, everything was a multiplayer shooter, would that having no diversity at all in their lineup, everything's a multiplayer shooter, would that be totally okay? Multiplayer shooter only, that's all they do. You know, it's interesting to me, man, because the double standard is real, and I think these are some of the things that, you know, that's been one thing that's really bugged me about Sony, even for me, man, because you guys know, man, if you guys check out my videos, or if you've been around, you've been a sub with me, if you've been rocking with me for a long time, man, you already know I fuck with PlayStation. I have a PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and I've gotten a PS4 Pro. I even got a video of it. I got the Uncharted special edition blue PS4. Now I don't have this on video, but later on I actually traded that in and got the Gears of the God of War limited edition PS4 Pro. So it tells you, but of course this was at close to the end of I got that, but this was years later after PS4 came out. I wouldn't buy it at first because I felt there needed to be a good amount of exclusive games for it to be worthy for me to go ahead and buy. So I didn't buy it at first. So, and that's pretty much my strategy, man. Keeping it real, that's my strategy. I'm a gamer first, man. I don't, you know, as much as anyone wants to call me a fanboy, you can call me an Xbox fanboy you want, but I know what I am. I'm a gamer, man. At the end of the day, I game. And I'm not going to not play a great game if it's a great game. Case in point, God of War, a fantastic game. I've loved it all the way from the start when I first started on PlayStation back in the day, man. So I've always loved that franchise from there. And I've loved Twisted Metal. I wanted them, I still do want them to bring back Twisted Metal, one of my favorite car combat franchises. I don't know if they're ever going to do it, but I will be looking forward to it if Sony ever does it. So people can say what they want about me, but I know what I am and I know who I am. And I'm gonna tell it like it is. To me, I don't really care about a corporate brand. Microsoft is, I'm not sworn to them as a brand. I'm gonna call them out when they need to be called out, and I'm gonna tell the truth, how I feel about it. I just feel they're offering the best value in gaming right now, hands down. I mean, it's not even close. It's not even a question. And they're changing the gaming industry. They're revolutionizing the gaming industry that's more beneficial to gamers by providing a service like Game Pass, and then extending that service to people who are on, whether you're on mobile devices, whether you're on your laptop or you're on a console. I mean, you can't beat that. How do you bash a company that's revolutionizing games like that? You got to think, when you have a company that does that, that open up the avenue for developers to be more experimental with making more games, and making more games for different demographics of people. That ultimately increases the market cap of gaming in general. How can you be mad at that? You know what I mean? Like, any company doing that, that company needs to be praised for what they're doing, not who they are. It's what they're doing. And when I say who they are, you don't need to be brand loyal, but the thing is if you're offering value for my money, yeah, I'm gonna fuck with you. Simple as that. Because I don't expect you to care about me as a corporation. Corporation don't give a damn about you. They care about making money first and secondly, right? But the next thing is, you want them to respect the value of your money that you're investing into their company, right? Buying their products. That is what you want them to do. And it's pretty obvious right now, Sony's not doing that. So, I mean, I just wanted to break those things down to a lot of you who want to, get on here and call me a fanboy or think that I'm a fanboy in any way of like that. You can go ahead. But I'm looking out for the value of gamers' money and their investments that they're making. That's what matters most to me. That is, a big part of what my channel is all about. Is about talking about these things, breaking these things down, because you're not going to hear this in the gaming BS media, and you're not going to hear this from a lot of these industry YouTubers that are literally trying to be the gaming BS media. They're trying to be patted on the back by the gaming media and be a part of them. That's the reason why they're industry YouTubers. You're not going to get that here on this channel, man. You're going to get the truth, whether you like it or not. That's just how I get down. But, man, getting back onto this, man, where I think it's important to understand, when you're digging into Sony, I think it's pretty clear it is first-person, action adventure games are their niche. That's what they seemingly enjoy to do. That and nothing but that. These cinematic-looking games where it's just very, in my opinion, in some cases, is really hollow, but it's very shiny and looking. That seems to be how they get down with a lot of their games. And the thing is, when you look at their lineup, it starts to become very clear how underwhelming Sony is going to be for this generation, and how in trouble they're going to be with this whole, we just want to do blockbuster games, a handful of them, and think that's going to be okay for this generation. Now, when you start breaking it down, man, they did their showcase. I'm not going to start breaking down their whole showcases. Really, honestly, I don't care. I just don't. Most of the games that they showed, I'm not interested in whatsoever. So I'm not even going to waste my time going through that. But what I will talk about is what comes out of what is their actual lineup, because they finally showing up and trying to do something, which is great. But at the same time, when you start looking at their lineup that they have so far, you look at their lineup. What do they have? They have a Wolverine game that look like that's going to be, who knows when that's coming out. They showed just a CGI of that, which that game is probably going to be a 24 game, which is okay. It's at least showing you what they have in store. I don't mind that. And then they have the Spider-Man 2, which look like it's going to be cool and interesting. I'm personally don't really care about Spider-Man. I played Spider-Man on my PS4, and I'm sorry, I was just unimpressed. All the bullshit hype about that game being so great, to me, it was just another Spider-Man game. At the end of the day, all the same stuff. No spectacular graphics. It was nothing on the level of a God of War. Okay, it was just a Spider-Man game. I just feel like way too over damn hyped. Like, this whole Spider-Man thing annoys the fuck out of me because it's not the greatest game in the world. Like, these fuckers that are on Spider-Man act like it's the greatest. No, it's basically another Spider-Man game. I mean, that's all it is. After you get over all that bullshit and start playing it, you just realize very repetitive, and it's pretty much the same thing you can expect from just a Spider-Man game. But whatever. Then you have what to me was a showpiece of a mastery of gaming, and pretty much the only reason why their show was anything good was God of War. I mean, God of War was this. I mean, I just can't wait to get my hands on that game. That game really is probably going to be the reason why I end up picking up the PS5. This for God of War alone is like the reason why I might be picking up a PS5. And of course, I'm looking for the collector's edition PS5. I would hope, maybe a PS5 Pro comes out then, because I don't believe that game is coming out next year. I believe God of War probably will come out in 2023. I'm not sure if they'll have a PS5 Pro coming out, which is another thing, man, to talk about. You guys know about these rumors and leaks about the PS5 Pro and there being another Xbox. I'm not going to dig into that on this video, man, but really, honestly, I've been suspecting a PS5 Pro pretty much since the crap PS5 came out. It's obviously a crappy design. Sony literally just rushed this PS5 out just to cash grab and have people buy their crappy console. This is something there's a business model of them. They force their console down your throat. Then they jack up the prices of their games, knowing that, well, you got to buy their crappy console to play their games. I mean, this is an old archaic model that needs to stop. At least to the level of that, it needs to stop in the sense that, okay, if you're going to do that, don't give me a good product, man. Take the time and the effort to actually design the best quality hardware you can possibly do. So at least, if anything, I can have good quality hardware to play those games on. But what Sony did here is this put out a subpar console. Not even 1 terabyte, basically degressing on the progress they made with the PS4. Literally, at least with the PS4 Pro, you have 1 terabyte of space. To not even have 1 terabyte of space and then have to go through all these shenanigans just to install an SSD, expandable storage, is just absurd. In my opinion, they still don't have a real solution for expandable storage, because you're doing a pilot program. They're letting you figure it out. It's like for them to have, I mean, this is a crazy, another thing that's not talked about enough. I mean, they're literally using you as a test dummy for you to figure out. Then if you blow up your console, hey, whoops, sorry, we're not responsible. I mean, this is the type of shitty, crappy things that Sony does. And the whole industry's crickets. You don't hear in the game media. No one's talking about it. Imagine that was Microsoft that did some shit like that. You would never hear the end of it. That would be all that's talked about. They wouldn't talk about nothing else but that. But I mean, here we are. And this is the reason why Sony gets away with these things time and time again, because they're not called out on it. Good example. They were called out on that Horizon Dawn thing, where they tried to jack up the price for people who are coming from PS4 to PS5. You see how quickly they reverse course? Now, as far as what I see, I still see that special edition that's being offered for $80 still on. It seems like they're still going to be charging $10 for you to play the PS5 version, which is still ridiculous. But hey, at least they allowed for people coming from PS4 to PS5 to, I guess, in some way have some type of free upgrade. So hey, you got to take the wins where you get them, right? So, but you see how they try to reverse it, at least in the part of their rhetoric, right? To make it look like, oh, look, we're trying to listen. So, but that wouldn't have even came close to happening if people didn't be upset about it. Now, in my opinion, it was mostly Xbox guys calling this shit out. You had mostly a lot of the Sony fanboys just trying to defend this bullshit like usual. And then you had some, I'll give credit to, some of these PlayStation guys. They were upset about it and pissed and was speaking out about it. So that's a great thing. And I think it was the combination of the Xbox guys really really just talking crap about this and bringing this up like how ridiculous this shit is, along with some of those PlayStation guys that were really genuine in talking about it, what turned the tides with this, man. But that's just my point. If more PlayStation guys step up, I don't expect the Sony fanboys to do it because they're robots, they're corporate slaves. But the PlayStation guys should be stepping up to this stuff, man, and really letting Sony have it when they do things like this. So yeah, man, it's basically just, the thing is about them just doing these single player action adventure games. Should we be upset about that? I want to ask you guys, like, what do you guys think? Do you guys think, hey, it's okay that's just what PlayStation does, it's okay? And I guess no one should be mad because, hey, that's just fine? Or do you guys think, hey, well, dude, this kind of like makes it where they have no diversity, and should this be okay? It wouldn't be okay for Nintendo, it wouldn't be okay for Xbox, so why is it okay for Sony? We need to start urging Sony that we need to see more different types of games. We're tired of just seeing nothing but action adventure games. We need to see something different from you guys. God damn it, do a multiplayer shooter with the campaign for once. Give me something, bring back Killzone, god damn it. You know what I mean? I would rather even see them bring back a new age Killzone. Please, bring that back. You know how awesome that would be? You know what I mean? It's like, that's where I'm at on this. If you start breaking down Xbox's exclusives, it really looks bad. Let's do comparisons. Now, Sony so far has Horizon Dawn, God of War, GT 7. I think it's GT 7 or GT 6. I don't even know because their racing game is garbage. But it's there, I guess. Gran Turismo, and it's sad because that used to be the go-to racing game back in the day. But that's over. Forza is just killing the game, and Motorsport is just killing the game. But then they have, what else do they have? Shit, I can't even think of what, it's just such a sparse lineup. Oh, they have the Spider-Man 2, they have the Wolverine, and the funny thing is, two of the games that they have, the Tokyo game and Deathloop, that's Xbox games. So that's what's sad, man. Literally, those, I don't even count those because those are Xbox Studio games that are going to be better on the Series X, and we're going to probably get all the DLC and get the definitive version anyway. But it's Xbox Studio games. Those are not, Sony's not making those games. So that's not one of their studio exclusives. So I don't even count that. So yeah, so they got God of War, Horizon Dawn, GT 6 or 7, whichever one, and Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine. Now I'm sure maybe next year or something obviously we're going to hear some other games. I'm sure they got in the works. I'm sure they have some Bloodborne or 2 or some other shit that they might have in the works that we already can obviously expect them to do. But my thing is this, when you look at the comparison of what Xbox has to offer, and this is just early on, Xbox is just getting warmed up. Xbox has Forza Horizon 5, Halo Infinite, Redfall, Starfield, Forza Motorsport, Hellblade 2, Avowed, Perfect Dark, Fable, what's else? Wolfenstein 3, Gears of War 6, State of Decay 3, Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout 5. And that is just the ones that we know about. You know what I'm saying? It's not even close. People need to stop. It's not even close. Sony sitting with a crappy ass console literally did a newer version that's literally worse than what the older version was. Doesn't even have 1 terabyte of space. Can't really even do a consistent 4K 60 on, especially a lot of the cross-gen games. I'm talking about cross-gen games. We'll see what the next generation games, if they're able to handle 4K 60. But you know, they're talking about, you got these Sony fanboys doing videos talking about 8K. Stop, man. They can't even do 4K 60. What are you talking about 8K? Just stop. This shit is absurd. Now, of course, the 8K notion is they're talking about a revised console for the PS5. I'm not going to get into that again. But when Sony demonstrates that they can't even have their console properly be able to play 4K 60, and you could say it's a cross-gen game all you want, but their console, it should have been designed to where it can play any game that's going to release at 4K 60 or better. Period. Bar none. Like, to that, for you to give an excuse to that, you're part of the problem. You know, and that's where my anger lies, because if you had Xbox not being able to perform 4K 60, what in the PlayStation 5 was, what the hell do you think you would be hearing everywhere, right? But when it's PlayStation doing this, we got to give it a pass. You hear gaming media talking about this, or this even being a thing. No, it's just kind of glossed over. Hey, nothing to see here. And then this type of double standard just really pisses me off, because it's what contributes to the delinquency of Sony, and why they thought it was okay to rush out such a unfinished disaster of a console. And here we are. And guess what? The consumers are the ones who have to suffer the consequences of that, of getting a lackluster console that, just in a year or so is already going to be replaced. And in fact, it's in place within a year with a worser console where they stripped out all the heating solution, giving you just in time until the warranty's over. Then the console just craps on you, because at that point it's overheated so many times, all the circuitry in it are burnt up. You know what I mean? Great. That's what we have to look forward to with Sony, just because people won't speak up and tell it like it is. See the problem I have? You know, and every gamer should be upset about. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. I just wanted to break this down, man. You know, I mean, you guys tell me, should Sony be getting a pass on this BS, man? Showing and doing nothing but action adventure single player games? Or do you guys think it's time for a change? But all right, man, I'm going to end it right there. I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend, man. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff, man. Till the next time, man, I'm gone.